Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
We're recording this on the day that it comes out, so apologies that it's a little late.
Yes, but we have good cozy vibes in here.
We do.
It blew out.
Oh, spooky.
Spooky. Well, I did light a pumpkin candle, and we have our pumpkin coffee, and
I have a sweatshirt on because
there's a hint,
a wisp.
A wisp of a fall chill in almost mid-October.
Almost mid-October.
In Austin, Texas. So, also pardon our voices. We're also still in between ACLs, and the dust is killer this year. I'm a little hoarse this morning.
You're a little hoarse, but I'm extremely hoarse.
Yeah, so
I've had to record like 3 things this week, and I'm like, sorry, y'all. This is what we're working with.
Look, this
is as good as it's going to get.
That seems like something we say a lot. This is as good as it's going to get.
Well, it's important that the people set their expectations low.
Yeah, I guess so.
Abigail's also wearing very cute pajamas.
They have
leopard
cheetahs,
pajamas, cheetahs, leopards.
I think
what's the difference?
I don't know the difference. They're both big cats.
Yeah, some Katey Kime pajamas.
Yes, I'm not somebody did recently tell me, Abigail, you've gotten kind of bougie, and you know what? The pajamas thing doesn't help the argument.
Yeah, the matching leopard pajamas.
Sorry, I need the spooky, so I'm gonna light another candle.
ASMR. Is that
vanilla
spooky
pumpkin
flavored? Okay.
Spooky flavored. Trader Joe's vanilla pumpkin. I'm gonna need more. I hope there are some left, but they always run out really quick. I'm only like 2 sips into my coffee, so I'm not all the way awake yet. We're gonna wake up together.
Yes.
It's gonna be great.
Anyway, so we're also recording this at Abigail's house for a change. So if you hear tiny tippy tappies in the background, it's because Abigail has wood floors.
I have wood floors, and my dogs are not quite used to being banished from rooms.
Yeah. so
they might be a little upset.
So if there are tippy tappies in the background, let it ride.
Just know there are 2 very cute dogs who are participating in this recording.
They are. They're in the other room, but again, wood floors, so tippy tappies can be loud. Anyway, so for this episode, we read our first spooky of the year, and really started with a bang, honestly.
That is pun intended.
Yes.
Pun intended.
Yeah, totally. I totally intended that. We read Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca, a fave of us personally.
Most of you will know her from the Well Met series, which we have talked about Well Met on the podcast and referenced her many a time because Well Met was one of those early romances that you gave me.
Yeah.
And, as the listeners know, part of our friendship origin story. But
sharing books.
But we've also discussed at length that we were very ready for her to leave the Ren Fair behind.
Yeah. She wrote 4 Ren Fair books that were, like, the rest of them were all fine.
Well Met was easily the best one, which is funny because usually the first one is not the best one.
Right.
But Well Met was the best one. And
I think it was the best just because the characters were the best. Like, I like the characters the best.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think I was ready to leave himbo kilt wearing members behind.
Yeah. You're right.
But this was a very lovely change of pace for her.
It really was. And I was a little, nervous isn't the right word, but I had only ever read this one specific type of book from her.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh no, like what if I don't like it?
Yeah.
But that was not an issue because I really, really, really liked this book.
This was so lovely and cozy. My only disappointment in it is that it takes place in the summer, but it's still a spooky.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted a fall spooky, but I guess it still counts.
It's still hot as fuck here, so
I know maybe that it is more akin to the fall that we experience.
Yeah,
perhaps.
exactly. We would also like to note that it was very strange reading a book that takes place in Florida as Hurricane Milton makes landfall. So the irony of that is not lost on us. I would like to just put that out front.
Yeah, that we didn't mean to be topical in that sense.
Yeah.
And if we have any listeners in Florida, we hope you're okay.
Yeah, honestly, for real. But we were on the in the mythical town of Boneyard Key.
Oh my God.
In Florida.
Yeah.
Which this book really romanticized Florida in a way, but as someone who spent time in Miami and in Key West this summer, it was fun to be in like a little idyllic Florida beach town.
I think I've only been to Orlando, to be honest, and I have
not the same vibe.
No, I know, but I also generally, as a person, have never like had much of a desire to go to Florida.
Yeah, I think the Keys would change your mind for sure, because like it felt like leaving the country. Like they say that Key West is the closest you can get to like going, like leaving the country while still being in the U.S. Like that's one of their like taglines, like going to like an international beach or whatever, because it's just so freaking beautiful.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah,
I'm not much of a beach person. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm more of a lake girly, to be honest.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but growing up in North Texas, my beach experiences are mostly limited to Galveston.
Right.
Which is fun in its own way. This book had a lot of Galveston vibes for me. Like Galveston's reportedly pretty haunted. And
yeah, you're
Galveston had the Great Storm of 1900.
Yeah.
Which theirs was in 1897. So
close enough.
Like, Jen, you could have put this book in Texas.
Galveston romance. I like Galveston. I'm a noted advocate of Galveston. No, people love to dunk on Galveston, but I have always enjoyed my time there.
I love Galveston, and also like we're allowed to dunk on Galveston. That's the thing.
Exactly. Like it's a both and.
Yeah, we're allowed as Texans who have frequented the beaches of Galveston, we are allowed to be like, yeah, this place is shitty, but it's our shitty.
Right. That's how I feel about Port Aransas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people are like, oh, I'm like, it's my favorite place in the world. And they're like, really? This is like, and I'm like, yeah, it's my favorite place in the world. Fucking fight me.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. It's perfect.
I'm allowed to reference when it's shitty. You aren't.
Exactly.
Shut up.
It's perfect. Okay.
Should we read the blurb?
Yes, read me the blurb, because you have more voice than me.
And I also have the book in front of me.
That too.
Small coastal Florida towns often find themselves scrambling for the tourism dollars that the Orlando theme parks leave behind. And within the town limits of Boneyard Key, excellent name.
Love it.
The residents decided long ago to lean into its ghostliness. Nick Royer, owner of the Hallowed Grounds Coffee Shop, another excellent name.
Yep.
Embraces the ghost tourism that keeps the local economy afloat, as well as his spectral roommate. At least he doesn't have to run air conditioning. That is a big plus.
That, Yeah, I want to talk about that when we get there.
Cassie Rutherford possibly overreacted to all her friends getting married and having kids when she left Orlando and bought a flipped historic cottage in Boneyard Key. Though there's something unusual about her new home, her laptop won't charge her laptop won't charge in any outlets, and the poetry magnets on her fridge definitely didn't read wrong and my house after she put them up. She's charmed by the colorful history, and she's catching a certain vibe from the grumpy coffee shop owner. Nick takes her on a private ghost tour, not a private ghost tour.
Nope.
Sharing town gossip that tourists don't get to hear. And as they spend nights side by side looking into the former owners of her haunted cottage, they don't do that either. Their connection solidifies into something very real and enticing. But Cassie's worried she's in too deep with this whole, in parentheses, haunted home ownership thing. And Nick's afraid to get too close in case Cassie gets scared away for good. Okay, I got some beef with this blurb, but...
Yeah, hang on. Let me see it again.
It's not accurate.
Yeah, it's not a private ghost tour.
And also, like, she kind of does all the research on her own.
Right.
Nick...
Yeah, it's not wrong, but there's some bending of the...
Some bending of the ghost truth.
Yeah.
Whatever, then. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, let's get into it. So, we meet Cassie as she's moved in to her new town.
New home.
And she's basically like, oh, they're like really leaning into the haunted thing in this town. How cute.
How cute. How silly.
How silly.
Ghosts aren't real.
But it's funny that pretty much the entire book hinges upon the fact that Cassie can't charge her laptop.
Honestly, though.
She's a copywriter. And so she works from home. And so she obviously needs to charge her laptop, but it will not charge at her house for some reason. So she goes to Hallowed Grounds, the coffee shop, and on her first day there meets hot, grumpy coffee shop owner Nick.
Luke Danes. Which we get a very clear Gilmore Girls reference later. So
yeah.
It's absolutely Luke Danes.
Yes, absolutely. There was clear inspiration here.
Which I'm not mad about it.
Friend of the podcast, Tess, if you have not read this book, it's time because you would like it.
You would like
Spooky Gilmore Girls.
So Cassie and I almost called him Elmer. Elmer is Nick's ghost who lives in the above. Nick and Elmer live above Hallowed Grounds in a studio apartment. Elmer was the former owner of Hallowed Grounds and is really having trouble letting go.
Yeah.
He texts Nick every time he changes the banana bread. He comments on stuff that's going on in the cafe.
It's really cute.
I know. I love that he texts.
Yeah.
I think that's very funny. That's a very interesting way for the ghost to communicate with the current world.
Yeah. So we learn. I'm getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but I think it's useful to say here we learn fairly early on in the book that all the ghosts in Boneyard Key, they all have different ways of communicating with people because of the individual people that they're communicating with.
Mm-hmm.
So there are these 15 families that founded the town, and all of the descendants of these families are the people who can talk to ghosts in town, and they all have different ways of hearing them, basically. Yes. And Nick can hear Elmer in his head and in his DMs.
In his DMs. So Cassie and Nick's first meeting is a little prickly, perhaps, because one, he thinks she's a tourist and is just hogging up all the space in his cafe, and Nick's kind of a jerk about it. But then they quickly make amends, and then
yeah, the grumpy thing doesn't last very long.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call Nick all that grumpy. He's got grumpy vibes, but his grumpiness kind of goes away.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
He's not too grumpy. But as she's hanging out in the cafe and kind of learning about... Sorry, something happened. Dog sounds. As she's kind of learning about her new town, she's meeting people who come into the shop, and one night in her new house, she sees the ghost tour walking by as she's sitting on her balcony and learns, her house is supposedly haunted.
She's like, that's crazy. I feel like they probably should have told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have. So basically this sets Cassie down the casual path of being what's the deal here?
So as she's learning about her new town, her new home, and its supposed hauntedness, she's kind of like, whatever, no way, ghosts aren't real. And Nick and Sophie, Nick's got a little crush on her already, mm-hmm. and Sophie is the local ghost tour guide, kind of invite her on the ghost tour. And so that's when she kind of starts learning oh wait, this isn't a bit anymore. They actually do talk to ghosts.
Yeah.
And this is when they learn about Beach Bum, your favorite ghost.
My favorite ghost. There's a ghost that hangs out on the beach, and all he really wants is for you to bring him a beer.
That's it.
Which, this is me. When I die...
if you end up on a beach as a ghost, then...
Yeah, when I die, this is the ghost I want to be. Just bring me a beer and I'll be fine.
Yeah, he just follows you down the beach and he just wants a beer.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Cassie later starts leaving him bottles of water, though, which is very funny.
Yeah.
You got to hydrate, man.
You can't only drink beer.
Man can't live on beer alone.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's dead, but,
Anyway, I love the Beach Bum ghost.
So she kind of learns more about the little town. I think this is also when she learns about Elmer and that he's real.
Yeah, that he's texting Nick.
Mm-hmm. And this is, the little sparks of romance start here.
Yeah. And she kind of, what I really liked about this book is that there's not the we didn't spend a lot of time trying to convince Cassie that this is all real, because sometimes that can get really tedious.
Yeah.
And she's not all these people are fucking crazy. They're she's this is interesting that you think you're texting a ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like where I was getting a little impatient reading novel love story was like it was getting tedious, or her being like, I'm not in a TV show or books.
Right.
Sorry, I kept getting confused with Stars Hollow.
Right.
That's a TV show.
Yes.
These are books. But regardless, it also doesn't take long for Nick and Cassie to like kind of get together. Like their first kiss is at 27%.
Right.
There's not a lot of hemming and hawing about like, you're hot. Let's make out.
Which I also really like. Like it's not. I feel like most of the books we read these days are slow burns in some capacity, and I really like that this was kind of more normal, where it's like we're not gonna have this time of becoming friends. Like you thought I was hot when you saw me, I thought you were hot. Let's date.
Yeah,
like we're not gonna pretend like this is something different.
Yeah,
which was refreshing.
Right.
Yeah. So they're like together.
Basically, they're dating, they're flirting, they're figuring it out.
And then, so Cassie has those fridge magnets, the words,
magnet poetry.
Thank you. And which after all of this, I was like, we should get some of those.
I have some somewhere, except
you do. You're right.
They're all Jane Austen themed, so it's kind of weird words like dowry and stuff. But I would like some regular ones.
Yeah, we'll get some.
Yeah, we'll should do that. Mine are in a little Ziploc bag somewhere, which it's funny because
I forgot that you had those.
Well, I'm not even really a big like Jane Austen fan at the end of the day. My college boyfriend told his mom I was, because I was taking this Jane Austen course that I hated, and she got me all Jane Austen stuff for Christmas, and I was like, why did you do that? That was so mean to your mom.
Yeah.
And also I have to pretend that I
love this now. What else did she get you?
Like she got me like the magnet poetry. I think she got me some books. Like it was all so thoughtful because we hadn't been dating that long either. Right. But it was just like really like some notebooks, like, you know, kind of like cheesy stuff that like your boyfriend's mom will get you when she latches onto something that she thinks you like.
Right.
But the magnet poetry did come in useful many a time. In it was fun, but yeah, they're weird Regency words.
Yeah, we'll get normal ones.
Yeah, get some normal ones.
Anyway, so Cassie has these fridge magnets because she, you know, she's a writer, and so it seems like she kind of uses them to just like kind of get some creative energy out or get her creative juices flowing or whatever.
Yeah, Katey and I just shout words at each other.
Yeah. Yesterday I was helping Abigail with something she was writing, and I was like, here, just like, let me just say things. And then
it worked.
And it worked. Yeah.
Just start saying shit.
But the thing is, you have to say shit to somebody who understands how your brain works.
Yes. Katey has also started just pointing at me and going, read my mind.
Yeah. And eventually we get there.
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works. I do that with my students too. When I'm like stuck trying to say something and I can't access the words, I'm like, guys, read my mind. What am I trying? What am I talking about here? Because it's normally they know what I'm talking about. It's just like one specific word or phrase that I can't access for whatever reason.
Yes.
But yeah, so one of my students can read my mind. Sophia can read my mind.
Good skill to have.
Shout out to Sophia, my queen. Who does not listen to this podcast, but saves my ass every single day. I'm not joking.
I believe you. I've seen it.
So anyway, Cassie has these fridge magnets that she uses as sort of like a little creative outlet. And one night, she sees that the fridge magnets have been rearranged, and it says my house.
First it says wrong.
And then it says my house.
Which is terrifying.
That's fucking so scary.
Yeah, like if I found out my new house that I just bought with money. You know, real money. And now I'm tied to for 30 years. Or the length of my mortgage or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And I have also gained a ghost who has now said wrong. My house to me.
Well, and she's been told that the ghost is mean.
Yes.
Like it's the ghost of like the mean old lady who wouldn't let kids play in her yard, kind of that like typical.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah. I don't want kids playing in my yard either.
Yeah. Stealing my roses or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so Cassie freaks out And then we shift perspectives to Nick. This is like a lightly dual perspective book.
It's also in third person, which is different from the other Jen DeLuca books that we've read. All the Well Met series are in first person. And so I think here that was also kind of helpful of like I wasn't thinking about Well Met when I was reading this one. Like I was just like, oh, new book.
Right. Yeah. So it's very lightly dual perspective because it is third person. So we get some of Nick's person. We're mostly with Cassie, but we get a good amount of Nick, and so it switches to Nick's perspective when he's like opening the coffee shop one day and he sees Cassie looking real fucking spooked.
Yep, she slept on the porch.
She slept on her front porch,
which
bless her,
spooks me more than sleeping in a haunted house. Maybe.
Yes, agreed. I would have just stayed up, honestly.
Yeah,
I stayed up all night.
Been sat on the couch, huddled under a blanket.
Yeah, just watching TV,
looking real crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, watching TV, trying to distract myself. So Nick is like, oh shit, okay, the ghost is talking to her or whatever.
And he's really impressed too, because he's also like, most people like around here can't talk to ghosts. It's only like the founding 15 descendants, and even not all of them can.
Right, and it's like it's almost like Cassie found a loophole with the fridge poetry.
Yeah, it is funny that everyone's like, fridge magnets, great idea.
I know.
Which is what you said to me yesterday. And she's just like, I don't know, man. I just had them.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think about its potential and ghost communication at any point.
Yeah. So Nick feels bad for Cassie. And so then I think it's the next day, he takes her like around town on a little date. Or is it later that day?
It's like pretty soon
Yeah,
after.
it's pretty soon after.
So maybe this is the private ghost tour. They go to the cold spot.
Yeah, so he takes her around town to all the different like haunted spots to show her that like it doesn't have to be scary, which is really sweet. He takes her to the cold spot, which is like this place in town that is always cold. Yeah. Because of ghosts.
Yeah.
Which in Florida, in a tourist town, is super useful.
He talks about how after hurricanes, when the power's out, people will just like line up to go stand in the cold spot for a second.
Which is awesome.
Which is very funny.
Yeah.
And then he also takes her to the beach to watch the sunset.
They bring a beer for the beach bum ghost.
They bring a beer for the beach bum ghost. That's also when she like properly meets the beach bum ghost.
Right, because he follows them home because they just like hear little footsteps.
Yeah,
behind them, and she's like, "Oh my god, does he just follow us? How cute!" And I'm like, "I fucking love this ghost."
It is kind of spooky to be watched all the time in this book.
Yeah, that I don't like. That comes up later.
They get perceived all the time. But it's so ghosts aren't bad.
Yeah. So then Cassie gets in contact with this like medium, essentially. Nan,
an icon.
Yeah, an icon. Excellent side characters in this book, which Jen DeLuca does so well.
She does a good townie.
She really does a good townie. So we meet Nan, who is a medium who comes to, she's a descendant of the founding 15. Which I also have to shout out. I really love the kind of world building that Jen DeLuca has done in this book. Like the founding 15 thing is really clever. And the having the ghost talk to people in different ways is also really clever. Yeah. Like it's like a unique take on some of these, like, I've read a dozen spooky, witchy ghost Halloween books, right? And this is I thought that was like a little fresh take on kind of an old genre.
I like that too. It did kind of remind me of, now that we're talking about it, reminds me a little bit of like the world building of, ghostless, but like it happened one summer where it's like there's lore. Right. There's town lore.
Well, and it also reminded me of the Lana Harper series. How there's like those founding four families, and they're the ones who can wield magic or whatever, and no one else in town can, but everyone knows that there are witches, and it's just chill. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. She is like that. I love that. I love that series. Love that series. Anyway, so Nan comes over and basically talks to Sarah Hawkins, the ghost, and is like, she's not mean. She's just kind of mad that people changed all this stuff in her house.
You were like, fair enough.
She misses her cabbage roses in the front yard and her cabbage rose wallpaper.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a cabbage rose?
Let me look it up. Hold on.
Because I just be picturing cabbages.
I kind of pictured them like peonies. Cabbage rose. Oh, they just kind of look like regular roses.
Yeah. Anyway.
They look like that.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They do kind of look like peonies.
Yeah.
I like them. They're fat. I like a fat flower.
I do too.
So
like a big round flower.
Big round flower.
Yeah.
So she misses her big round flowers.
Yeah. So, and then she had like cabbage rose wallpaper that then after Nan leaves, Cassie conveniently finds a place where like they missed the paint or whatever. So she peels it off and is able to see that the wallpaper is like pink and green. And then I think the next day or something, she's like talking to Ghost Sarah using the fridge poetry. And she's like, do you miss the flowers or the wallpaper itself or do you just want stuff that's like this color?
Yeah. She's like, I'll do it, but wallpaper's a real bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So she thankfully finds out that Sarah just misses the colors.
Yeah.
So that becomes a whole little like side thing where she starts making plans to essentially like renovate the house based on what Sarah wants.
Which is really cute.
Because this is an old house that has been like, I'm picturing it as like an old cute house that has been flipped into this like super cringy, modern, like all white cookie cutter kind of deal.
I did picture it like my house, layout wise, in a way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of did too.
Because there's an upstairs.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the layout.
So then Nick comes over at some point and like fucking screams at her.
Yes, this was crazy.
And now that we know what we know, I'm not as mad about it. But I was like, what the fuck?
I know. I was like, Jen, what have you done?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
This is a bad man.
I have to empathize with, because he starts saying this very like misogynistic stuff to her.
Yeah. He's like, you're supposed to be having kids and like staying home or whatever.
Yeah. And it all kind of comes up like I can't remember why he's at the house. I think she wasn't at the coffee shop that morning, or I don't know. For some reason he goes over there.
Yeah.
And she says something like, well, I might not stay forever. And Nick has some unresolved trauma.
Yeah.
Like his family doesn't live there anymore. His ex-girlfriend basically like left without warning.
Yeah. So when Cassie's talking about leaving, he's like understandably triggered.
But then he says some real misogynistic shit.
Yeah, he completely overreacts. And the quote that I wrote down is, what the hell is wrong with women these days? And I was like, my jaw was on the fucking floor.
Yeah, I read this and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Which later on we find out why this has happened. And it's because he's like essentially being possessed by the ghost of Mr. Hawkins.
Which is crazy.
Who was a misogynist and a real dick. But we'll get there. I didn't suspect that this time in the book, but I did start to suspect it before the characters in the book realized it.
I did not. It just made me nervous where I was like, oh no, do I have to like enjoy this Luke Dane's character who's also like a secret misogynist somehow?
Well, and then Sarah writes on the fridge poetry, "Get him out."
Yes, which is terrifying.
And so then Cassie's like, Nick, bro, you gotta leave. So then they don't talk for like several weeks.
Yeah, they just kind of exist.
And Cassie's like doing more research into Mrs. Hawkins, into the ghost, finding out that like maybe the version of the story that they've been told about the house and about her is wrong. Mm-hmm. Nick goes on a little bromance fishing trip with his old man friends.
I know. Nick only like has either lady friends or old man friends.
I am Nick. Nick is me.
Katey is Nick.
I only have girlfriends or old men.
It's true, actually.
Your husband is pretty much my only age-appropriate male friend.
You're kind of right. That's fine. Whatever. Katey and Austin have formed a good little friendship lately.
Yeah, we're besties.
They're besties.
So. I know. I can't wait to watch more Chimp Show tonight.
I'm not allowed to watch the Chimp Show.
Yeah,
rightfully
yeah.
so.
Abigail's not allowed to watch.
Yeah.
Abigail would be upset.
Yeah.
I mean, I am upset. Anyway, so Nick goes on a fishing trip with his old man friends. Meanwhile, Cassie is like meeting up with like Buster, the town handyman, to like make plans to renovate the house based on what Mrs. Hawkins wants. Like she buys more fridge poetry so that Mrs. Hawkins has more words that she can use to baseboards and shit like that.
Yeah. The meetings with Buster are really cute because Buster is like, oh yeah, we're letting the ghost. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, we're letting the ghost decide. Word. Sounds great.
Cool.
They're like sitting at the kitchen table, like waiting for the ghost to respond.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
I love that Sarah also needs like privacy to move the little magnets around. Like nobody ever actually sees the magnets move.
Right. They don't look at the fridge. They like give her space.
They're just like, oh, okay, Sarah, what do you think? And then like turn away.
Yeah. My favorite thing is that Sarah loves trash TV.
Just like Everett.
Just like Everett from Happy Medium.
Our favorite ghost.
Our favorite ghost. I don't know. Elmer's pretty close to being my favorite ghost.
Ooh, yeah. At some point we need to do a ghost ranking.
I know. I like a crotchety old man.
That's fair.
And that's what Elmer is. Anyway, Cassie's been watching this like Love Island-esque show and
Romance Resort.
Yeah, and Sarah starts to request watching it. What does she say?
Television Island.
Television Island. And then she says, and then Cassie's like, do you want a kitchen island? What are you talking about? And then Sarah's like, stupid people television or whatever. And Cassie's like, oh, you want to watch Romance Resort?
Yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So also everyone in town is like, Nick, you miss Cassie. Go apologize.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually he does. And he's like, I don't know what happened, man. But none of that, what I said.
None of that was me. Yeah.
Like he takes responsibility, but everyone else is like Sophie and then Libby, the daughter or granddaughter of Nan, the medium, are like, that doesn't sound like Nick at all. Like he's a nice guy.
Yeah, and she's basically like he's basically like, I think I just got like overly upset because of my like trauma or whatever, and like I don't know what happened. Like I don't know why I said those things. I think I just like fucking freaked out.
Yeah, Nick, go to therapy.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
whatever.
Honestly,
So they go on another little beach date.
Right. But right before this, when they still haven't really been talking, Cassie decides that she's like working with Sophie and some other people to figure out what actually went down with Mrs. Hawkins. And they realize they need to ask somebody who was alive at the time that Mrs. Hawkins was.
Yes.
And they're like, we need to talk to Elmer. And Cassie's like, fine, which means I have to talk to Nick.
Yes.
And so this happens around the same time that Nick decides to like make it up.
Yeah, so Cassie walking into the cafe or into Hallowed Grounds is like when he's like, oh, here's my chance.
Exactly. So he's like, let me take you. He's like, I'll help you. Let me take you on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they go to the beach and he brings her a Publix sub, which she had mentioned missing. I've never been to a Publix. I've seen one.
I've been to a Publix. It's awesome.
Is it? Austin explained it to me of like people talk about Publix subs the way people talk about H-E-B tortillas.
Yeah, I mean, it has H-E-B energy. Publix does. Like, I can totally see why they are as, like, cultily obsessed with it as we are with H-E-B. It's a good grocery store.
Sure.
Yeah. And I went to the one in Key West, which is really small. So I imagine, like, a proper big one is awesome.
Did you get a sub?
I didn't, because in my mind, I thought they were like pre-made subs that are just like grab and go. But no, it's like a deli counter where you like order.
Oh.
And we already had lunch plans that day, so I didn't get one.
It's like when I went to Wawa for the first time and I was like, oh, because Austin was like, they have like a proper coffee counter.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. And then I went and I was like, oh.
I was expecting them to be like, the little like, the little Antone's.
Yes.
Subs that you can get at H-E-B. I was picturing pub subs to be like that.
I also was.
Yeah. I didn't know it was like you go and order and like build your, like Subway style, build your own sandwich.
However, she does mention that the veggies are still crisp and everything's perfect, even though this man drove more than an hour away to get these subs.
Yeah, that shit would be so soggy.
Yeah, like that.
Whatever.
We're moving. But I was like, that shit's gross by now.
Yeah. Although her favorite sub sounds fucking awesome.
Chicken tenders tossed in buffalo sauce.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in.
I love buffalo
Next
sauce.
time I find myself in Florida, I'm getting a buffalo chicken sandwich pub sub.
Thanks, Cassie.
Yep.
Then they're like about to bang And they try to go back home to Cassie's house, and Nick realizes, oh, something's not right. I don't feel good.
Yeah, like this house is making me feel bad, and something's happening here that is making me like be mean to Cassie.
Yeah.
Basically.
And so
they describe it as like he gets this like buzzing in his ears and he just starts to feel really like stressed, basically.
Right. So,
and he has these like intrusive misogynistic thoughts.
So we get our answer of like, oh, so he's not an asshole. He's just, the ghosts are bugging him.
Yeah, something weird is happening here.
And he thinks at first it's that Sarah doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And is trying to like keep him away from Cassie.
Yeah.
And he's really mad at Sarah. But then
it's around then when Cassie starts to be like, I think I might know what's going on here. Like I'm going to look into it.
And so Elmer doesn't know a whole lot because he was a kid when Mrs. Hawkins was alive. And
yeah.
He's like, she didn't seem that mean. It seemed like she was trying to like, when she was shooing kids away from her house, like almost like she was trying to protect them.
Yeah.
And Cassie's kind of like, huh, interesting. And then Sophie comes in and is also going through her own existential crisis because turns out her ghost tour is like completely wrong.
Yeah.
And Nick is like, you know who you're going to talk to? Theo. And Sophie's like, ugh.
I think book 2 is Theo and Sophie.
I was just about to say.
Because this is in Storygraph, it's Boneyard Key #1.
Yup.
So this is a new series.
Yup.
Which I am thrilled about.
Yes, I am excited to go back to Boneyard Key.
Yeah, so Theo owns the bookstore.
Yes.
/
a little museum.
A tiny museum in the back of the bookstore. So he's like a history buff, and so is Sophie. And Sophie's like so embarrassed that her tour has been wrong, but she doesn't want to own up to Theo because ego.
Yeah, and Theo like came on the tour once and was like scoffing at it.
Yeah.
And so she's got a bone to pick with him.
I can't wait for these two in book 2.
Also, Theo like wears like tweed vests and whatnot.
Yeah, so. I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah. And again, he owns the bookstore.
Yeah.
And a little museum, his little shrine to the town.
Yeah, I love him.
So they learn more stuff about the town. They look into some like genealogy and stuff like that. And they are confused because Sarah is not one of the founding 15. She like must have moved in at one point or whatever. But like, anyway, Cassie gets a big file on the house basically.
Yeah.
And she starts kind of like digging into it and then realizes like through little conversations with Sarah too, realizes, oh, actually Sarah was the niece of the guy who built the house.
Yeah.
And not like some outsider who moved in and married Mr. Hawkins.
Yeah.
Like, that's what she meant by my house.
Right. Like it was her house before it was her husband's, basically.
Exactly. And this is also when Cassie and Nick really start dating and stuff.
Yeah.
And we get Nick saying, I'm in, I'm all in.
Very explicit Gilmore Girls reference.
When I saw it on the page, I was like, I read it in Luke's voice when he told Lorelai
me
that.
too.
And I was just like, yes.
Yeah,
great.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen.
Appreciate
Love to be
that.
pandered to.
Yep. Also, like, he wears a flannel when he goes upstairs with Elmer because it's cold.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm all in. Great.
I'm all in. Yeah, so we learn that, like, as I began to suspect throughout the book, that Sarah's husband, Mr. Hawkins' ghost, is also still in the house.
Yes. And
Sarah has basically, Ghost Sarah has basically been trying to protect everyone from her asshole husband.
Yes.
And then we get an exorcism, which is crazy.
So when Cassie realizes this through some more magnet poetry discussions with Sarah, she calls Nan back and is like, I think the man ghost is here. And Nan is like, I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And so Nan comes with Libby and Sophie's there too. Sophie, Libby, and Cassie have been forming this little friendship.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is cute. And so
book 3 is probably Libby, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we
gotta be.
These are the only women we know.
The only women we know, yeah.
So, or it could be Nan, I guess.
Yes, please.
Nan is single, as far as I'm aware. Nan is single. I would love a Nan ghost romance.
Yep.
Nan falls in love with a ghost. And then
Amazing.
dies.
Yep. Jesus Christ.
Well, she has to be with the ghost.
You're right.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nan is like, well, we got to get him out.
Yeah.
And she's got like a water gun. She's got salt. She's got an iron poker. She's got her whole little exorcism kit.
Yeah. And they put Cassie and Nick in the center of like a circle.
So first they have to go get Nick. And Cassie's like, hell no. And this might be when Nick actually says he's all in. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
But the Nan is like, you got to go get the dude. And Cassie's like, no way. It hurts him when he comes in the house. Like, he turns into an asshole. And like, no, I don't want to put him through that. And they're like, you got it, man. Sorry. And while he's making Elmer's lemon loaf, which Elmer has been begging him to do.
Yeah.
Libby comes to get him and is like, come with me, man.
And Nick's like, all right, I'm here to help.
Yep. And so
then they like basically put Cassie and Nick in the center of this circle so that they can get possessed. It's crazy.
Yeah. And they like get into an argument as like the Hawkinses. And Nick starts saying some more misogynistic stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. This was a wild moment to read.
It's kind of funny when you like read misogyny that's so very like 1950s nowadays, where like, you know, modern misogyny is so much more subtle.
We learned that Mr. Hawkins has been fucking with Cassie's ability to plug in her laptop because he doesn't like that she's working.
Yeah, which, okay, man.
This is really funny, actually.
And the way that...
It's a funny thing for a ghost to fixate on.
Right, like, I tried to kill her machine or whatever he says. But he always lets a dude plug it in.
Yeah.
And it powers up.
Yeah, it's like a weird little loophole.
He's not a very effective ghost at the end of the day.
Anyway, so they're arguing. Nan banishes Mr. Hawkins.
The way that Mr. Hawkins leaves is Cassie is like, I bought this house. I have a job.
And maybe I'll even vote.
And open another credit card.
Yeah.
And Nan is like, oh, he's gone. He got so angry. He exploded, basically. Yeah. So, bye?
Yeah. It's kind of cheesy, but it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it worked.
He was so misogynistic, he couldn't take it.
He exploded, yeah.
He burst into flames.
You know, basically. I love that.
Yeah.
That should happen to more men.
Yeah. Who was it recently that I was like, I saw that tweet where it was like, men should start in jail and work their way out. I said that to somebody recently and they were like, oh, I said it to Carter, my sister-in-law's boyfriend. And he was like, you know what? You're right.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Men should have to work their way.
That's so funny. Yeah, I can think of a few men who should explode from their misogyny. Apologies, something super weird happened, which is that we let the recorder die, and now we have to record this on my phone because we don't have batteries. Oops. LOL. What were we talking about?
The ghost did it. I don't know. The ghost didn't want us to do our podcast.
Yeah.
Women can't work.
Mr.
Hawkins exploded.
And
then they bang.
Everywhere in the house, on every surface. At like 91%, which might be our latest banging ever.
I know. It's kind of how the book ends. It's like, okay, now...
Like they do it and it's over.
Wait, did we talk about Elmer leaving?
Oh, no, Elmer left.
Which was really sad.
It was sad. And very sudden. He was like, I was just keeping you company, Nick, but now that you have Cassie, like, I don't have to be here anymore. Bye. And then he just goes.
He just leaves. He's like, yeah, it's about time I get going.
Yeah.
And he's been in his studio for like, I don't know, if this book is set in 2024, Elmer died in Y2K.
Yeah, so he's been chilling for like a really long time.
And as he tells Nick, his whole purpose was to make sure the cafe was running properly.
Yeah, so, you know, good for him. Now he can get out of there.
Yeah, and Nick is really sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
Oh, this is after they bang for the first time.
This is after they bang, yeah. But then they're like together. Nick moves in.
Which is crazy.
They live happily ever after.
Yeah, they've known each other for, 5 minutes, but he's moving in.
Yeah, they coexist with Mrs. Hawkins. Life is good.
That's it.
And that's it. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
What are you going to read next, Abigail?
I need to pick up one of the spookies that we have compiled. Hold on. I'm pulling up my notes app.
Tell me which spooky.
Because...
Oh, yeah, y'all. We recorded an entire Fall Reads episode, but then had technical issues, so it exists nowhere.
We swear we know how to do this.
I blame the ghost.
The ghost. It's nothing's going to work out. It's spooky season. I'm looking for the one where it's... Oh, man. The apple one? I don't remember.
I'm picking up the... what is it? The cinnamon... the pumpkin spice cafe.
That's right.
That's the one I started it last night.
Oh, okay. So one of the ones that we... how is it so far?
I'm literally I've read half of a chapter, so... Great. Can't tell you.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll look forward to an update on that one.
Yeah.
Well, one of the ones that was in our lost episode was I'll Have What He's Having.
Ooh, yeah.
Which I'm just going to read the blurb because I think it's important for the listeners to know because, one, Katie's favorite movie, as we all know, is When Harry Met Sally.
Yes. And if you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. So I'm just going to read the blurb. And this is by Adib Quorum?
Yeah, something like that. Apologies to you.
So, here's the blurb. When it comes to love, Farzan Alavi is a disaster. After his most recent heartbreak, he's drowning his sorrows at Kansas City's newest wine bar. Only instead of being crowded between strangers, he's escorted to a VIP table for one. There, the hot sommelier does more than treat him to the meal of his life. The way he flirts with Farzan ignites instant sparks. There's just one problem. David Curtis thinks Farzan is Frank Allen, Kansas City's most influential food critic. The truth only comes out after the two spend an unforgettably hot night together. Okay, really unethical to sleep with a food critic.
Incredibly unethical.
But, he's not actually a food critic, so, good news, both think the mix-up is hilarious. Bad news, David is studying to become a master som and has no interest in a relationship. I would love to go into lots of detail about how hard it is to become a master som, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of money, and that's all you need to know. Austin was studying for... his advanced exam when we first met, and he told me, and he was like, I'm not gonna have a lot of time to go out and date and stuff. I ruined that, but just know it takes a lot of time. It's a really hard test, and it comes in a lot of parts. Blurb continuing. Neither expects their paths to cross again until Farzan inherits his family's bistro and needs David's restaurant knowledge. The two agree to an exchange. David will answer Farzan's questions, and Farzan will help David study for his test. Only business turns to pleasure when neither can ignore the attraction still sizzling between them. But with David set on moving after his test and Farzan committed to his family's restaurant, how can their relationship last past the expiration date? So I don't know how, fall cozy this one is necessarily, but it's about tests.
Yeah.
School.
Would you? And clearly the title is it's at least somewhat inspired by When Harry Met Sally, so...
The most fall movie there is.
The most fall movie there is. I don't know, You've Got Mail might be more fall.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. But... That sounds excellent.
There are some good little fall recommendations in here, so, I'll put them on our Instagram story.
Yeah, since the episode got lost. And maybe y'all can help us decide which one to read next, because y'all know we want to do 2 spookies in October.
Obviously.
We
have to.
Yeah. So there's some good ones, and there's some really goofy ones on my NetGalley that I got approved for, so we will share them on our Instagram.
We also have to say the Pumpkin Spice Cafe is written by Lori Gilmore.
Which is a pen name. I learned. Yeah.
Damn it. Well.
Yeah. It's still great.
Sure.
It's still great.
I'm not going to be mad about it.
Yeah. That's still great.
That's cute.
Yeah. So the Pumpkin Spice Cafe is the first in a series. I think the next one is the cinnamon roll something.
Yes, that's right. Cinnamon roll, I don't know, coffee shop.
Yeah, something like that. And then there's a third one that's similarly cozy. So I'm excited to almost certainly just zoom through these.
Oh, the one I was thinking of was Perfectly Wicked by Lindsay Lovice, where it's set on an apple cider farm in Maine, and the ghost TV show comes.
Oh, maybe we need to do that one for our next episode.
That might be a cute one. It's by apples and ghosts. More ghosts, more ghosts, more ghosts. So That might be the one we have to do.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll share them on our Instagram story, and maybe y'all can help us choose. Although I am quite partial to that apple cider one. And sorry again that we have to record these last 7 minutes on my phone, because we'll get into this eventually, but our lives are a little chaotic right now.
Yes. Thank you everybody for your patience as we took a little break. Thanks to our last episode.
Yeah. But, you know, we're back ish, considering we're recording this on my phone. Thanks for bearing with us as things are a little off the rails currently.
I feel like we say that a lot, but just know
this time we really mean it.
This time we really mean it. Things are truly off the rails, but we're right in the ship, to mix metaphors.
Everyone's okay. Everyone's safe and healthy, but things are chaotic right now. And yes, we'll talk more about that eventually. But anyway, we will see you next time.
Yes.
Bye. Yeah.